What's up, guys? Bullfire the Fell-Handed here, bringing you another amazing World of Tanks game. Here we are on Highway Destruction in the Batchat Tier 10 French medium tank. Now, the name of this video is called Inverse Ninja Law. For those of you who are not aware what this is, I will enlighten you. Have you ever seen a movie where there's one ninja and he is just straight badass, running around, shitting on people, killing people left and right, and then, you know, the hero ninja fights him at the end of the movie? That's one ninja. Now, have you also seen movies that have loads of ninjas, and they just, they go down like a chick on prom night, like it's over, like they just get fucked up? Okay, the same applies to World of Tanks. Have you ever, seen like a 5-man Waffenträger, platoon, and you're like, oh man, these guys are gonna own, but they get shit on? It's like that across the board. If you do more than 2 of anything, you dare invoking the Inverse Ninja Law. So right now, we got 3 bats and a 1375. We fucking with the Inverse Ninja Law. Of late, we have been doing rather well with it. We've been running 3, 4, 5 or whatever, and we've been doing okay. Hasn't been fantastic, hasn't been okay. Anyway, a lot of my homies and everything are like, Bull, you out here, you making the magic happen, you doing things in the bat. I too want to run the bat with you so that I may have that luck. Now, first thing I'm going to tell everybody, the bat is unlike any other medium tank out there. The things that make medium tanks, some of it the bat does not have. Fantastic gun handling. You have to admit, most of the mediums out there, tier 10s, have awesome gun handling. You right shoulder, pull the trigger. That's it. That's all you got to do. 140, 62, E50, Leo. I don't know about the patent. I don't have the patent. You know what I'm saying? But most everything out there has amazing penetration, amazing accuracy, amazing aim time. The bat does not have that. It does, however, have good camo. And it doesn't really have the mobility. It's fast, but it's not mobile. It doesn't have excellent hull traverse. And for example, the 50, which is on par as far as hull traverse goes, is considerably more maneuverable because it doesn't have the blinding acceleration. If you could, say for example, roll the left stick to a certain point and then click down, and you could set it at half, full, whatever, then yeah, you could maybe get some maneuverability out of it. Because see, when the E50 is out there, you go full throttle and you can still do some impressive tricks because your acceleration is negative. Anyway, enough about the details of the tank and other tanks. We're going to go ahead and get to the game. I may or may not be boring some people, so we're going to move on. So right now, we are in the red spawn. Nobody is here questioning us. It's all part of the plan. Okay, all part of the plan. There's a big name clan on the other side, Sofa Kings. We not about that life. We need to be very careful around them. Those are the type of guys, if you get caught slipping, you'll get burned down. So we're trying to watch out for them. Those guys are no joke. Props go out to them. We're putting pressure on these reds right now. We're being very careful. It's a game, of cat and mouse. We don't want to commit too much to any one flank. That's one of the strengths of this tank, that it can hit and fade very quickly, very well. So right now we've got 2 in the clip. See a Moss here backing up. Go ahead and put a round in him. There's a lot of stuff out there. Looks like a stage 2 took a clutch shot at me and missed. That might have been the end of my game right there if he connected. That's the downside of having something with a high aim time. Just like the Batchat, 2.9 aim time on Top Gun. You have to be very careful with that. You can't go making long distance clutch shots, like you can say the 62, 140, or the E50. You know, the Leo has quite a lot of bloom when you're rolling full speed, so the clutch shots aren't necessarily reliable for the Leo. So right now the gun is up. We're still holding our position here right behind the house. The guys are putting some fire down range. We're losing as far as tanks on board go. Not a good situation. These tanks we are in are not sustained combat tanks. This is the type of tank you run up on somebody, you dump your mag, and you leave. Which, coincidentally, is what we were doing. Hit and fade tactics. I kind of realized at this point, since we are the vast majority of the team, plus an Artie, the heavy and the medium, I mean, they're in there. You know, it's not going to go well for them. So right now we are pulling back to their spawn point. We're going to kind of see what happens. If we stay outside of the city, we can use our high camouflage, good view range, you know, the whole nine to our benefit. It's all about taking what you have and making the most of it, which is what we are doing right here. I mean, you've got 3 full health bats plus a low health 1375. We knew for a fact we could do some work. All 3 bats loaded, 1375 loaded. At this point, we are waiting on one of them to fumble. All we're doing right now is just scoping, waiting for something to happen. The heavy and the medium are gone now. And like I said, we go into the city, we remove our view range essentially. Our view range, I mean, you know, when you're inside a few buildings, you can only see, you know, 4 or 5 meters ahead of you. What is 400, you know, base view range going to do for you? Absolutely nothing. So this is all about using what you have. Right here, we have the stage 2 who took a shot at me, and the whole crew is dumping on him. I don't have to tell you how that goes. We go ahead, finish him off in a matter of shots, but then again, you know, there's 3 of us. We could have had 15 shots in, what is it, 10 seconds. So the idea here is we are doing what this tank does well. It's a field tank. Most mediums, I would like to think, are what are considered field tanks. They do better in the open. You get them in the city. That's why heavies typically go to the city. Not necessarily, you know, they also go to the city for Artie, because Artie will just rain on them, make life hell. But at the same time, they also go to the city to where they can, you know, spot their own targets. Somebody's 150, 200 meters away from you, they're shooting at you, you're shooting at them. There's no variables. There's no questions. You know where your enemy's at. He knows where you're at. You're slugging it out. It comes down to RNG. Who has the most premium rounds? Who has the best aim? Who can angle? What have you? Here, we're fighting a different kind of battle. It's on our terms. The Reds know if they come outside of the city, they are going to be shit on. And it's a fact. They know that. I've got my 1375 out there, Reedy, looking over the bridge, seeing if he sees anything going on. Somehow he ends up getting taken out. So, you know, we lost one of our number. We're not crazy about that. But at the same time, we know the general area where one of their guys are. We're burning over there right now. We're going to see if we cannot get some shots on him and his location. See if we can't shut that down. If the Reds start pushing from both flanks, we're going to be in trouble. They're afraid to commit too much to one side because they're not 100% sure where we are. So right now we are moving up. We are trying to see what is going on with this heavy tank. It's the French Tier 8 Premium. I decided it would be best if we just run out there, clip him, get him off the board. That's one less thing we have to worry about if we're going full speed. The probability we will be hit is low at best. Spotted right here, put a round in him, put another round at him, didn't do anything, and now we have 1 round left, reloading. Staying behind the building in order to break contact. We have a Moss in the distance. We're breaking contact right now, waiting a second, and then we're pulling out to safety. And that's what you want to do if you have multiple Reds scoped in on your position. You want to break contact before you move. You know this. by your 6 cents going off. That's what you want to do. That is how you work your tank. You want to be safe when you are exiting. You always want to have an exit strategy, and for the most part, we were kind of behind a destructible building. You know, if there was a hearse over there, if he just started dumping on the building, yeah, that would have changed things a little bit. But at the same time, you know, I can also understand them not wanting to commit too much because they don't know what we're going to do. We didn't know what we're going to do. We're making it up as we go along. Essentially, we just kept running from flank to flank, trying to shut them down, and we did a good job at, you know, picking and choosing what we wanted to do here. We've got a Moss trying to roll up the middle, trying to get eyes on him again. He is broken line of sight. He's broke contact. We're trying to get eyes on him, you know, so we can see if we can't go ahead and shut him down. Get 6 cents right here, most likely by the Moss. So freaking out, I run into the little water tower, grain silo, whatever the fuck it is. So right now, you know, and that tells me right there that nobody was in range aside from the Moss to shoot at me, or else I would have, you know, at the very least been dumped on. Now, I know you're asking yourself, why haven't they sent the light tank out to do some general probing? The light tank knows, going up against 3 bat chats, you know, he knows how that story ends. And you should too. You never, you know, want to rush an autoloader, period. You know, let's not even, you know, consider for a moment the bat chat. You never just want to rush autoloaders. It's always a bad move. Most of the time people rush autoloaders, they say, oh yeah, he's empty. No, he's still got something left. So, you always want to be very careful whenever you do anything. You know, if you watch some of my earlier videos, I used to always, you know, want to go in for the crime scene. Want to go in for the circle jerk. Let's get in there. Let's get it wet. Now that's kind of like my in-game modalitoire, if you will. I never want to rush right in there off the gate because nothing is certain. You might go in there. Somebody might, you know, come out to a system that you haven't spotted yet or is repositioned. Somebody might have shots on you. You might get hung up, and then, you know, the people who have shots on you are really connected now. So I would much rather long scope people at the start of the match versus just straight going in balls to the wall. And that's what I recommend for you as well. You know, the Russian tanks can go in, they can do their crime scenes fairly well because they have a rapid firing gun and decent turret armor. But, you know, I wouldn't recommend it right off the gate. You know, let the match simmer. Get you some shots first, get you some pins. That way, if you go in and you go fisticuffs, you go hand to dome, and you get, you know, you get clipped out or whatever, you're like, okay, hey, I've got 10 pins. I had an okay game before I got, you know, fucking murdered. So, you need to use what you have. At any rate, we are still currently trolling back and forth on the red side spawn of the map, looking for anybody. So right here we've got a Moss. He 6 cents me. I'm pulling back into cover, breaking contact. Detected. Detected actually means your, not necessarily your gun, but the blue bit, or not the blue bit, excuse me, the green. That means that is in his area and his was in your area. But you know, there's of course the 3-second delay. So if you're behind a rock and you get detected, artillery is looking at you, or what have you, you know, because obviously if you're behind a rock, nobody else has LOS, artillery's looking at you, what have you. So anyway, just a little bit of FYI there. I may eventually do a, you know, how spotting works, how the spotting mechanic works in World of Tanks. Either way. So right now, the match is winding down. We know we're pulling a draw out of this. We know we're pulling a draw out of this. We said, listen, let's roll the other flank. Let's get in there. Let's do all the damage we can before we go out. You know, we probably should have rushed the Moss, but we understood the only reason the Moss was there is because the hearse was on Overwatch. So we decided to rush the city, catch somebody slipping, and just absolutely burn them to the ground. That was the plan. So we're going in the city, we're going hard, we're going full throttle. 6 cents goes off right there. This poor bulldog, he's in trouble. I think he's in trouble. He gets his turret popped right off the gate. And, you know, with mere seconds on the clock, we know there's not much left we can do. The Reds, you know, they're not going to know what to do with 3 full health bats. Granted, we are running low on ammo. We won that match because we did the most damage. So that's what you need to do, man, is just stick it out. Guys, it's all I have left for you today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like my video.